Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, February 6th, and we are continuing the series with SAT problems being solved from the math section from Khan Academy live every morning. Again, we're going to try and get the time closer to 6 a.m. every day. Now it's 6:22 on the West Coast, so a little bit late start. But let's get into it. We're going to jump right over. Let me get the screen share going here. We're going to jump. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I got a music video coming out this week on trigonometry on the acronym SOHCAHTOA. We shot it on Saturday, and I'm really excited about it. So keep your eyes out for that. Should be out on Thursday, Friday, something like that. I'm just in the process of editing everything down right now. All right, let's go to the screen share. And let us begin with the whiteboard. All right, we're going to do this quick. I got to get ready. Got to go to the gym. Got to go to school. Here we go. So first, more than 450 students traveled to a state park for a field trip. The school, and remember, we're doing linear inequality word problems. So more than 450. I'm just going to write 450 right here. The school allowed 6 students to travel by car, and the rest traveled on 11 buses. 6 students traveled by car, and the rest traveled on 11 buses, each of which had the same number of students. So that is 11. We'll say X, not S, because S is always weird. Oh, well, they're saying S. Never mind. Don't understand that, because it always looks like a 5, so we'll do a little S. If there were S students on each bus, which inequality best represents the situation? So remember, we're doing like this. These guys comprise the total number of students, and they said more than 450. So this is all more than 450. So this should be our winner right here. Now, it doesn't matter if the 11S or the 6 comes first, as long as we have the pair, the 11 multiplying the S. It looks like right off the bat, A is our answer. But let's still look at B. B is wrong because it's saying this would be less than 450. C and D are totally wrong because they've put the 6 with the S. So we definitely have A as our answer. Let's move on to the next one. A barber charges $12 for a haircut. His operating expenses are on average $30, so he charges $12 per day. His operating expenses on average are $37. He calculates his profit by subtracting his operating costs, this guy, from the money he earns from the haircuts he gives. In a given day, the barber expects to make a profit of at least, when they say at least, that's greater than or equal to, that includes, of at least $86. If the barber gives H haircuts, well, guess what? This $12 is multiplied by the number of haircuts, right? It gives 1 is 12, 2, 24. Which inequality best models the situation? And we are subtracting the costs. And this is basically it. You see how I piece that together gradually, step by step. I sort of take each piece of information, write it down, and then start to combine it together. Because again, in inequality or an equation, it's just a relationship between all these different values. And that's what I'm trying to create. They're not asking us to solve it, just want the equation. And it looks like, again, strangely, A seems to be the right answer. I'll just make sure I didn't read anything incorrectly. So his operating expenses are $37 a day. And he does this. He gives H haircuts. So this should be it again, H. And I didn't miss anything, right? 12. Yeah, so this should be A. And let's make sure. Okay, good. Let's go on to the next one. A distributor ships DVDs to several stores. The shipping boxes contain several DVDs in their cases, plus a layer of padding at the end of each of the box. Okay, the DVD cases and layers of padding can be arranged neatly inside each box. Each DVD case is 14 millimeters. I'm gonna actually draw this. 14 millimeters thick, and each layer of padding. Okay, let's see. And then the layer of padding at the end is 10 millimeters thick. And so it looks like we got a layer of padding over here, 10 millimeters thick. And the length of the interior of the box is 132. So that's like the total of everything, 132. I'm gonna put over here for now. If D represents the number of DVDs that the distributor can fit into one box with 2 layers of padding, which of the following inequalities best models the situation? Well, I'm thinking then D is going to be multiplied by 14, right? Because 14 is the length of each DVD. And then we could say for the length of each of these guys, 10 and 10, we could maybe say 2 times 10. And then it says, and the length of the interior of the box is 132. So this whole thing has to be less than or equal to, at the very most, 132. If it does fit equally, maybe, and we're trying to find the absolute max, we could have just equal, but this is inequality, so let's keep it like this. Now let's look to see which one of these guys is our answer. And notice here, this one's wrong because it's 10 times D. It's not that, it's 14. This one is actually what we have, because I wrote 2 times 10, but 2 times 10 is 20. It's the same thing. So it's probably going to be it. This one is off because they're multiplying 20 times the D. This one just has one side of padding. Should be 20. We're going to go with B. So far we've had A, B. All right. Number 4. To rent a car for 1 week, a car rental company charges $200 base price as well as 0.4. So $200 base price as well as, meaning plus, 0.45 cents, 45 cents, $0.45, which is 45 cents per mile. Now I'm assuming that we're going to have this multiply the number of miles we drive, right? Because if it's 45 cents per mile, we get the total cost of the mileage by multiplying it by the number of miles we drove. Jennifer will rent a vehicle at this company, but she has a $275 budget, meaning this has got to be less than or equal to $275. You can't spend more than that. Which of the following is a possible number of miles that Jennifer can drive without exceeding her budget? So now we're going to actually have to solve for M. Actually, the funny thing is, if they want a possible number of miles that she can drive without exceeding her budget, 166 would have to work if the rest are all bigger than it. So my answer is, I sort of instinctually would think it's A, but let's go ahead and solve this anyways. This is on the calculator section, but I don't have a calculator with me, so I'm just going to solve it by hand. But you could do that on the test. It'll be much easier. So we'll subtract it, and we got 0.45 is less than 75. And then now how many times does 45 cents go into, because we got to divide 0.45. 0.45. All right, this is where you could just do it in your calculator. I'll try and do it fast. All right, I move the zeros over because we don't want a decimal there. So this is 145, 30, 300 is 7, which is 286. 240 plus 36 is 270 and 30. 300, again, 166.6. Repeating, that's what it's going to be. 167 therefore would exceed her budget. So I guess, like I predicted, that's kind of a weird question, because you should know that it's got to be 166, but that is indeed right. Okay, that's all there is to that one. And then number 5, let me clear the board here. Last one. What time is it? 6:30. All right, yeah, I gotta get going too. Woo Jin would like to bring several books from his favorite series in his backpack. You'll notice these get harder as we go further, and that's just the trend in general on any standardized test. The backpack can hold up to a depth of 10.5 inches. I'm sort of just drawing this out. Sometimes I do that. So we got a little backpack and can hold 10.5 inches of material. Laptop and notebook fill a total of 3 inches. And then each book, 1.5. Only one stack of books can fit the height and width of the backpack. Wait, hold on. Depth of, okay. If X represents the number of books that Woo Jin could carry in his backpack, which of the following inequalities best models the situation described above? So X is the number of books, and his laptop and notebook fill 3 inches. stack of books can fit the height and width of the backpack. Okay. So now the remainder is this chunk. So let's see. So the whole thing is 10.5. So we know that this thing has to be, you know what? I would not say, so they give you the option. Some of these have less than, some of these have less than or equal to. And I would say it's got to be less than or equal to, because it could go the entire depth. There's no reason for it that it has to be less than 10.5, unless it says that. It doesn't. It says it can hold up to a depth of 10.5. So right off the bat, I'm going to knock out A and C. Now we've got 3 already occupied, and the number of books is X. So that means it's got to multiply the depth of each book, not 3 inches. 3 inches is just a fixed constant, and this is already taken up. So this is it. And it looks like this is going to be B, right? And again, these two could be flip-flopped, right? It doesn't necessarily matter the order you put them in, but I happen to put it down the way that they have it. So it looks like B should be the right answer. Let's check it here. Yeah, so that's it. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Let me go back to screen share. Or not turn screen share off. Stop sharing. All right, I hope that was helpful. And again, we're going to be continue doing this every morning, Monday through Friday around this time. We'll get it closer to 6 a.m. as close as possible. So I hope that was helpful and informative. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take it easy.